It doesn't matter where you go to college. It doesn't matter if you're with 5 of your best friends, 100 of your friends, none of your friends. If you're in a place that's right for you, if your school is right for you, nothing else is going to deter you.
Which is that it's not necessarily about the college you go to, but what you do at the college that counts. Don't necessarily get disappointed if you don't get into your top school, or you're not going to the best school in the country, but as long as the school that you're going to supports the goals that you've set out to accomplish or something you're trying to learn, you're going to be in a good place.
My advice for college is to just do everything that you can, try everything, meet as many new people as you can, and just have fun, really, but stay on top of things too, because college is so much different, but it's so much fun, and you really will meet awesome new people, and you'll have great new experiences, but it can be a little crazy sometimes, so just make sure you stay on top of everything.
This is at college. It's pretty much basically it's time management skills. So as long as you're able to get your homework done, you don't procrastinate, you'll do fine. Your parents aren't going to be up here with you or anything like that, so you pretty much have to learn how to wake yourself up in the morning, go to class, cook for yourself if you don't have a meal plan, clean. So that's probably the biggest challenge is time management skills.
Despite how sure you are of what you want to study, do not be closed-minded about your education. If you want to major in mechanical engineering, take a theater class, and if you want to study English, explore computer science. The fact of the matter is that we're only exposed to so many disciplines during high school. Therefore, you've most likely never even heard of what you're most interested in. Don't risk never finding out.
And to start off college advice-wise, I would say go to class, because that should be the main reason you're there. Because hopefully, you want to learn stuff and make something of your life. So yeah, go to class, do your work on time, don't let it pile up. I know procrastination is like common or whatever, but yeah, try to avoid that as much as you can and just go to class and just at least pay attention a little bit, and hopefully that will help you academic-wise, because that's the least you can
I wouldn't recommend buying all your books until you check if your teachers actually use them. That's a good way to save money.
I think you will. So my advice is don't turn on Netflix until your homework is done, because when you think you'll stop after one episode, you're not going to. So do your homework first, or it's not going to get done.
Hi, my name's Tori, and I'm a freshman at the University of Illinois studying business. And my piece of advice for all you seniors is to really take the time and research both your teachers and your classes before you actually take them. And a website I use is called ratemyprofessor.com, and I know it has a lot of big schools and I think small schools too, where you can read student reviews on both the teacher and the course, and having a teacher can honestly make the biggest difference in your course and in what grade you're going to get, and it's something I didn't do first semester that I wish I would have known about. So really take the time to do that and reach out to people that have taken those classes so you don't find yourself with a really hard teacher. So that's my advice. Good luck.
Find a place you can study well, and until you do, don't have a closed mind about it. My place is at the end of my hallway. I sit on the floor, I spread myself out, and I do my work. My roommate works on her bed. I've never once sat at my desk and done work. My other roommate goes to the library. It's a personal choice, but you need to figure out what works for you.
Hey seniors, one big piece of advice is to go to office hours. I started going to office hours after my first chemistry exam, and my grades started to go up along with my confidence. Plus, now a well-known professor knows my name and can attest to my academic ability. Now, you may be wondering, what do you say or do at office hours? Personally, every time I go to office hours, I come up with questions regarding class material or future exams. Professors are required to have office hours whether students come to see them or not, so they're thrilled when students come in. So, next year, don't be afraid to see your professors. Bring a friend if you're nervous, but trust me, go to office hours and you will benefit immensely.
In college is how much weight is put on finals or like final papers, and this probably isn't going to mean anything to you when your first final period rolls around, but really you're going to have a test that's worth 40% of your grade, sometimes more, and you're going to need to spend more than a day or a weekend studying for it if you want to do well.
That's studying, homework, and tests, and your finals. Pretty much right now, you guys are all used to homework being almost every night in most of your classes, and it's about 60 to 70% of your overall grade. In college, that changes a little bit. That's about, if you do get any homework, sometimes you won't even get any homework in your classes. It's all tests. But if you do get some homework, it'll be maybe 10 to 20% of your grade. So there's a larger emphasis on tests and projects and stuff like that in college. So you're definitely going to want to study for your tests. It's not like where you can, look it over in one night or something and reread the chapter and you'll be good. You definitely have to, take a few nights it's going to be something to get used to. The other thing I can say is that finals week is going to be the most hell for you guys. I know it was for me when I was a freshman. It grows on you after a while, but your first year as a freshman, you're going to hate it. And everybody does. It's just, something that you have to get used to. But pretty much you're going to have, every class that you have, you're going to have like your final test in 1 week time period.
Hey Huskies, when you get ready to start college this fall, there are a couple things you should know, especially if you're going to College UDuPage. There is a common misconception with junior colleges that they are a joke and COD is the college of dreams. It is true you miss out on dorm life, what it's like to have a roommate, and live away from your family, but it doesn't change how good of an option COD is. College is nice because you get to choose your classes and your schedule. You also have a lot more freedom to do what you want, when you want, but don't get carried away because classes are also harder. Make sure to stay on top of your schoolwork and don't procrastinate, but enjoy your time as a college student.
The next tip that I have for you guys is to take classes that you wouldn't necessarily think to take. Maybe it's something that you're kind of interested in but have never really experienced before. So take those classes. A lot of schools require you to take, electives anyway to graduate. So you might as well take something maybe that you haven't necessarily tried or might not get an opportunity to, because you might discover a new passion or a new interest. And I think when you're in college, that's the perfect time to try something new.
Don't overcommit. The one thing that I told myself that I was going to do is my first semester of college, all I was going to do in the first 2 months was join a sorority and get a handle on my academics. This proved to be really, really nice because my first semester was really successful because I wasn't overcommitted for the first time in my life. I know we all have a tendency to, I know all of you do, but I would encourage you, you're starting over. Try not to overcommit your first semester.
Be prepared to not get any sleep whatsoever. You're going to be pulling in all-nighters, partying. Basically, you're going to be draining your body of any nutrients for the next 4 years. So look forward to that. A lot of emergency is very helpful. And yeah, prepare to not sleep. Good times.
Hey seniors, a great piece of advice is to explore your options on campus. Becoming an active student member in several student organizations has been one of the best decisions I've made since I've been at school. I've learned how to manage my time more efficiently, and I've discovered many new opportunities, especially leadership opportunities, through these organizations. Keep this advice in mind and you'll be just fine.
I'm not going to lie to you and say that nobody goes out on Friday nights, because that's just not true. However, people are equally as likely to be hanging out and watching a movie, or, going to bed early than they are to be out. So, whatever you want to do, you can surround yourself with people that are making the same choices as you. And if not, there's tons of times I've stayed and caught up on Modern Family and snuggled by myself in my bed and then go to bed at 9. It's fine.
Hey guys, one of the biggest things that you should know before starting your freshman year is how to live in the dorm. So let me show you how to maximize space. First off, it's a good idea to bring some extra storage units, such as a dresser or some plastic cabinets. And also you're going to want to keep some of your shoes up on top of your dresser, like me. The biggest thing that I found helpful though was to loft your bed. It can be a little bit of a struggle to get in, but I think I've got the hang of it. Thanks, see you later.
What I'd recommend is, one, wear shoes in the shower, and every other non-carpeted area I'd wear shoes. And by shoes, I mean flip-flops in the shower. But also keep in touch with your family back at home, and also make sure you keep in touch with your old friends because they're awesome too. Hi, people I'm friends with watching this video.
Just remember that your dorm room, it's going to be very small. Like you saw in my room, this is going to be, the size of your room. And so just remember that it's going to be a little small. You're going to have to get used to sharing with people and your roommates. So, just be ready for that.
All right, friends, welcome to the dining hall to-go box. Today, we enjoyed, I think it's catfish, some mashed potatoes, a salad thing. What I have to tell you is meal plans are great, but Taylor Hall is always going to have chicken and Thomas is always going to have sandwiches and watery pasta. Invest in some food in your room, otherwise you're going to go crazy and be really, really fat.
Especially if you're a girl and you want your clothes to stay nice. And also if you're bored and you have no idea what you're doing. So yeah, learn how to do your laundry before you go to school.
With part-time employment, I don't know if this is the case at every college, but I know at my college you can go to the employment center and they can help you with student employment. They have many jobs on campus as well as off campus where you just apply and they have an interview with you. It's pretty simple and straightforward, and then you can work. And they're very flexible with their schedule because they know that you're a college student, you have classes you have to take.
No one has any idea what they're doing, and if anyone tries to tell you otherwise, they're lying. So your first semester of freshman year is literally just going to be you and the rest of your freshman class trying to figure out what's going on. That's all it is. And so all of your friends in your classes are just as clueless as you are. All of your friends in all of your social situations are just as nervous as you are. Just stick together. You're going to be okay.
For college, so listen up. In the next year of your life, you're going to screw up more times than you ever thought possible. I mean, you're going to sign up for an 8 a.m. class, or get a crappy roommate, or get arrested, or throw up on your friend's lap at a party, or get in a fight, or 1,000 other things. And I'm here to tell you that that's okay. Every mistake that I've made in college has made me better and more mature, more able to handle the world that I live in now. And this may sound really weird, but college is a really good time in your life to get to know yourself, and making stupid mistakes are the way to do that. So, good luck, you guys. Congratulations, and I can't wait to see y'all walk across that stage in May.
Find a way to cope with all the new stress you're having. I know a lot of you have stress relief tactics now where you know exactly what to do if you get yourself in a stressful situation, but the fact of the matter is you're going to be in a new environment. Probably all of your situations are going to be pretty stressful early on, so you need to find yourself something that lets you release all your tension. For me, it was kickboxing. I picked up kickboxing and now I love it. Can't get through a week without it, but find what de-stresses you and stick to it.
So I have a couple pieces of advice about living with a roommate. Whether you pick them or you already know each other or you randomly put together, you don't have to be best friends, but at least have a civil relationship, acquaintanceship at the very least. Number one is be considerate. Maybe you don't have the same sleep schedule.
To change their behavior or whatever, be like, hey, it really bothers me when blah, 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 blah. Could you maybe not do that? And don't be willing to take suggestions and criticism from them too, to make living together work, because if you're already stuck together, you might as well make the best of it. Unless something really is wrong, then you can change your roommate. Said, don't be silent about something if your roommate is doing something that bothers you. My advice is, in the spectrum of confrontational to passive-aggressive, be somewhere in the middle. Be open but not confrontational, basically, is my point. And being passive-aggressive is possibly the worst thing you could do. It just doesn't help anyone. It's really just... It would be really important to start using a calendar or iCal or something to keep track of when your midterms are, when your papers are due, etc. Because there isn't you don't have every class every day, so you might be surprised by an assignment or a test that's worth a lot if you don't do that. And also, it's a good place to keep track of your extracurricular stuff too, different events or games and stuff like that.
Your roommate is not your best friend. They're more like a brother or sister. You tell it straight to them, just like they should tell it straight to you. You guys will look out for each other. I haven't said that they're not your best friend. You guys should both go out on your own every once in a while and try to meet new friends. Because just because you got roomed with them as a freshman doesn't make them your best friend. You can find them that you can room with your best friend sophomore year.
Another big-ish, new-ish thing that will be happening in college for a lot of people is roommates. You probably haven't shared a room since you're like 5 if you had a sibling, and if you're an only child, it's a totally new deal. So yeah, roommates, the big thing is just talk to them and be willing to discuss things with them, and don't let things, you know, sort of fester and sit in the background or whatever, because then you'll just grow to resent your roommate, and that's not cool because you're living with them and sharing a room with them. So yeah, they might not be your best friend. I thought mine was a drug dealer for a while. He's not. He's also not in the room, so I can say that. But yeah, so we're okay, and so yeah, just the big thing is be willing to talk to them and work stuff out, because that's sort of the key to living with another person who you've never met.
Everyone will like you, no matter how funny you are or how nice you are, and that is okay because you probably won't like everyone either. But don't go changing yourself to fit into a group of people, because that's very unfair to yourself. And
my next tip is that it's okay to transfer. I know when you commit to university, it can kind of feel like the end, and sometimes it is, which is great, and other times it's not, and that's okay too. But transferring isn't out of the question, and I know it has kind of a negative stigma, but it's your college experience, and if you're not happy at the university that you picked the first time, that's okay. You can transfer. There are thousands of other universities that'll probably fit you even better. And it takes a lot of courage and another round of college applications, which I'm sure you're not sick of, but it can be totally worth it. You know, if you're not happy with where you are, there's nothing stopping you from changing it. So don't be afraid to.
Just remember that your dorm room, it's going to be very small. Like you saw in my room, this is going to be, you know, the size of your room. And so just remember that it's going to be a little small. You're going to have to get used to sharing with people and your roommates, so, you know, just be ready for that. Go to class, show up to class, take notes, study. It will help you. Remember that. And definitely study for your tests, because they're pretty much going to be the majority of your grade. Also, if you have extra time, go to your professor's office hours, go talk to them. They're nice people, they're not mean or anything like that.
Your roommate is not your best friend.
Learn how to do your laundry before you go to school.
And by shoes, I mean flip-flops in the shower. Don't wear shoes.
Be prepared to not get any sleep whatsoever.
Last thing I have to say is that no matter where you end up, you're probably going to love college. It's pretty hard not to. I think you have to actively be trying not to like college to not like it. So don't stress out too much about all this stuff, because college is going to be really fun.
Go to class, go to class, go to class.
When you get to college, it's really important that you open some lines of communication with your roommate. You're not all going to be best friends with your roommate like I am, but it's important that you guys talk. Ow! So you don't walk in on them doing something bad.